Shop Talk Tech Tips are brought to you by S&S. Proven performance for the power sports industry.
What's up? This is Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, Grease and Gears TV, and we're back in the garage today working on the FXR Evolution ride-away bikes. After a lot more hours of the planishing hammer and smoothing this out, it still has a little bit to go, but I'm working on, decreasing my amount of gap and getting the shape where I want. And if you see this one point where this frame rail comes up, it actually bends in right here. So I'm going to make a mark where that bend happens and about where I'm low to. What I'm going to try to do with that is get this side bent out a little bit, or this side bent in a little bit, this side bent in a little bit. It'll bring this side out and it'll take this point of this frame in. One of my newfound favorite ways to do it is with the shrinker. Now, you guys familiar with this tool? These are Mittler Brother shrinker stretcher that were on a Mittler Brother stand, foot operated. A couple days ago we actually did an improvement to this tool because we weren't getting enough throw in the action. So I made these little stands to raise up because, believe it or not, even running out of length on the bar to adjust it. So we just raised them up here and they're working like brand new. So I'm going to be using the shrinker, and what that does is when the dies come down, they grip the metal and then one slides inward. So from both sides they slide inward and it actually squeezes the metal together and it'll give you a curve. So starting with, again, I want to come out from here. So you can see right now that's a nice straight line, and as I push down on it, see it bend in a little bit. So I got that nice little curve going there. Now I'm going to do just a little wee bit on this one. And we may have to reform this area. Definitely fit in the line way better, but like I said, now I'm going to have to reform this whole area. I still have a little bit of fitment I'd like to see better with this, so I'm actually going to go to a higher dolly. Like right here, this seems like it bows in a little bit. I'm going to bring this higher dolly in here and try to affect that a little bit. See if I can bring it back out. This video might make it look like this is an exact science, but only for the very few accomplished. There's a lot of trial and error. Don't get discouraged. Okay, so at this point you can see I've covered this with a quick coat of black primer, flat black primer, just so I could see a little bit more about what my shapes are. I'm happy with the shape of this. I'm now going to take it and sandblast the areas that I need to weld, my couple relief cuts in my corners, and then we're going to go to putting the hardware on this, and we're almost done. Okay, so a couple welds later, and we have a whole piece again. Going to clean those up, and then probably sand this whole thing, paint it. We'll get our hole drilled here for the foot peg perch, and that'll help hold it on while we find our two mounting hardwares. I just realized that this whole time I forgot to reference our funky little model here. So the whole time I'm doing this, I've been using that model to make sure what my dimensions are on this outside edge. All right, so here we are at the end. The last couple steps went kind of fast, so I'm just going to tell you guys about it. These little steel spacers that you can get at your local hardware store, they come in various lengths. I actually took these and through a series of measuring the space that I had behind the cover, between the cover and the well nuts where they mount. I made these spacers the exact length for the cover, welded them on the back of the cover. This is pretty much, at this point, I'm going to send it off to the body shop. So this is my finished product at this point. I have the little dimples for the hardware. While these are out, I'll get the real hardware, and that completes FXR side covers. You know, from here you could do anything. Like if you were a bead roll guy, you could bead roll. You could put some molding in here and do some Frenching. Like you could do whatever you want. If you wanted to louver cut them or whatever. But really, at the end of the day, about 2 hours aside to do these. Thanks for coming along with us. Get out to Dennis Kirk's GarageBuild.com today and check out the FXR Evolution. You can walk away with this bike when we're done. This is Chris with Cycle Source Magazine. We'll see you next time.